Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Well, I'm so excited to have someone who's in the arts and entertainment. Tomer Adaddi, producer of 70 Years in the Promised Land at Spanish River Concerts. Tomer, it is so nice to have you all the way from Israel.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's Tomer Adaddi.
Right. I said Tomer, right? But it's Tomer.
Tomer,
You pronounce it like an
exactly.
E. But it's T-O-M-A-R.
T-O-M-E-R.
Well, okay. So now I got that together. And now we're going to talk about who you are and why are you here from Israel? What are you doing?
I have no idea why I'm here. It's so cold today. But seriously, I'm from Israel. And beside working with all of Israel's greatest voices as a piano player, musical director, I musically directed Dudu Fisher, if you know the guy from PBS, the famous cantor.
Yes.
So I worked with Andrea Bocelli and Michael Bublé, and I conduct orchestras all over the world. And a few years ago, I met an amazing family here in South Florida, the Morgenstern family, Florence and Jeff, who established this subscription concerts in this place called Spanish River Concerts. And they've been doing concerts in South Florida for the last 15 years. Started as a small, family operation, and now they have, 10,000, 12,000 people that are coming to see concerts. And luckily, we teamed together, and we decided to bring entertainment that has, an added value at least from my perspective, to this area. And I'm so emotional because 2 days ago, we opened 70 Years in the Promised Land. Being from Israel, and opening a show that has entertainment, but also bringing some history and the added value of our little small country that is getting a little older, although I heard that 70 is the new 60, right? So,
yeah, that's right, for everybody, including countries, right? That's very funny.
Yeah, so, and we opened with, I have 4 amazing singers from Israel. All are actors and singers in the Israel National Theater, Habima. All of them are from different origins. So, as you know, Israel, like America, is a melting pot of so many traditions. So we have a singer with Persian roots, and a singer from Romanian, and one from Russia, and another one from Poland. And I myself, my parents are Israeli, but my grandparents came from Libya and from Latvia. So it's a whole mishmash of
the
so
fruit
many
basket.
Exactly, but so many traditions.
Luscious fruit, right?
Exactly. But so many flavors, and the food, by the way, of which it's amazing. Yeah.
Let's talk about. So tell me what you have to do with this. This is your invention. You produced it.
Yes,
you wrote it.
I produced it, wrote it, chose the talent, the singers, wrote the music, chose the videos on screen. It's a multimedia celebration. It's unbelievable. You have the 4 singers. We have a band of 6 musicians that I musically direct. And then we have beautiful sceneries of Israel. And then some history. We have the declaration where David Ben-Gurion, the prime minister, is saying, in Hebrew, and all the pathos. And then we go and you see a celebration on stage where all of the singers are dancing, some hora, folk dancing. And in the background you see the dancing from 1948. So it's a whole experience. Our goal was, and that's why I'm so emotional about it, to let the South Florida audience feel as if they're coming to Israel without buying a flight ticket. It's a little cheaper.
Right. No, but it's a wonderful thing to have down here because we know we have so many Jewish people who live here, and of course we go to the big to the Kravis, to the Broward Center to see things like this, but not like what you've done. This is called homegrown and homespun, isn't it?
I want to think that it's very authentic. Also, I think it has a lot of energy and a lot of combination between new and old. So you have a lot of the songs that people would recognize, and at the same time we have a little bit of we have Barbara Streisand talking to Golda Meir back when Israel celebrated 30, and we do Avinu Malkeinu that Barbara Streisand sings.
Oh my
then,
goodness!
Yeah, it's a showstopper.
Well, Golda Meir is just a hero for me because
she is.
You know, people don't think about that. We thought when Hillary was going to be president, it was the first woman, but Golda Meir.
We did it 50 years ago. Excuse me.
I mean, and you were just a country. I mean, it was. I don't know. Do we celebrate her enough?
I don't think that we celebrate her enough. It's a miracle. And so we have that moment, and we have I don't know if you probably remember in 1995 when Prime Minister Rabin was he gave a speech endorsing peace in the middle of Tel Aviv.
Yes.
And he was singing this song Shir LaShalom, which is a song for peace. And for my generation, it's one of the most memorable moments in Israel's history because we all let's face it, all of us want peace. And at the same time, it's not the easiest thing to get, obviously. And this moment of him singing Shir LaShalom, song for peace, moments before he was assassinated, and then they found the lyrics in his pocket.
Oh, see, we didn't know any of these things.
So that is something we have
yes.
on. I have when I designed the show together with Florence and Jeff and Spanish River Concerts, the goal was to have it self-explanatory. So even if you're Israeli or Jewish or non-Jew, I want you to enjoy the story and to feel something. And I feel, honestly, that we accomplished it. People are in tears. And I hope you're going to come see it.
Oh, I am. I'm going to come see it. I have to come see it. So it's Tomer Adaddi. So I got the
Tomer
first one, but
Adaddi.
not the second one, right? Maybe by the end of this conversation, I'm going to get it right, right? Adaddi.
Yes.
Okay, I got it now. So, and we have Linda Sauget is watching. We're having people getting on our Facebook here.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, Tomer Adaddi.
Yes.
I got it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Producer of 70 Years in the Promised Land, and they're at Spanish River Concerts. Now, we have lots of dates for that, so I want to give them to you. Well, it was March the 12th to the 15th, the 19th, the 20th, the 22nd at 8 o'clock, and March the 17th at 2 p.m. And this is this is a very special thing. This isn't something that's going to come back casually. It's your first time. Now, have you been doing this in the United States or South Florida?
Yeah. I've been producing shows, and I also worked on PBS. I worked with a lot of PBS artists, Jackie Evanko and Michael Bublé and Il Volo, and so I did a lot of things.
But this is yours. Have you ever done?
Exactly.
This is yours, right?
This is 100% mine, together with my partners, and
right.
I don't know. It just feels, celebrating Israel's birthday here and seeing the audience being so touched. You know how many people came after the show and told me we have to come back to Israel to visit.
See that?
In my opinion, and humbly I want to say it, I think that's better than any PR anyone could ask, to see the young, talented people that come from Israel and the love for Israel, disregarding, your right wing, left wing, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We all want peace. We all love this country. And listen, I have a very harsh story in my family. My grandmother lost all of her family in the Holocaust. She was able to get to Israel, but the stories are horrible. And to think that she came to Israel, and a few years later we had a country. 70 years ago, it's not like it's modern history. It's not thinking of 300, 400. It's something that two generations can actually remember.
I use the word never again a lot when I do things. I just wrote an article, I forget what it was for, too. It was something to do with some other political thing, but the never again is a very important issue. And we have so many people living here in South Florida, seems like to congregate, who've been in the Holocaust or someone's, or, some elder people in their 90s. And then their family members who've had loved ones in the Holocaust. We review books, lots of them about the Holocaust. So we're very deeply entrenched in your history.
I know.
The history that caused really Israel to be what it is.
And,
so
and,
I'm
and,
glad you're here in a joyful note.
Exactly. And we try. I think the story of the Jewish people, same as our national anthem, if you'll see, is the combination between the history, the heavy history, the sad moments, and the happy moments. That's one of the reasons why in Israel you have Memorial Day and the Independence Day in the same day. You have Memorial Day, and at night it becomes Independence Day. And one of the things, and in Memorial Day, you get families going to see their loved ones that fell protecting the country. And in the evening, you have the fireworks. And it's part of the Jewish story, we suffered a lot, but then we have the joy of going back to this little small land and achieving so much. Israel is so innovative, and to me it's a beacon of hope in a small place. And I heard, talking about the American people, I heard someone said, I think it was Obama, I think in one of his visits to Israel, he said that the Star of David and the Star Spangled Banner shine together.
Oh,
and I love it.
That.
I love it.
That's gorgeous.
And I think both are praying for peace in the Holy Land and in the world. It's like, so coming here with on a joyful note and with the music and with I just love it.
I want to talk about that too, as far as the music and all. How does one conceive the music? How did you do this? In your dreams?
Oh, that's such a hard
I'd like
question.
to get into the head of someone
I've
like you.
been playing piano since I was 4. When I was 4.5, I think I played like a Mozart rondo a la Turk and stuff. Yeah, and I've been doing music all of my life. It's my best friend besides my wife. That is amazing.
That's right. She's listening. You better know that we're not.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
We're not
Ellie, music is second. You're first.
Okay. Good.
And but you have to meet her. She's amazing.
I'd like to.
But musically,
excuse me. Are you then you're there at every show, of course, and then she's there watching you, and you have your children here.
I have one child, yeah, Idan,
okay,
which in Hebrew is a new era.
Oh, how
and
lovely!
He's 22 months. He's
how
amazing.
wonderful!
Yeah. So we're very lucky.
So you're there, of course. She's there, front row, every time, watching you.
Yeah, and
crying.
helping me. She's actually helping me a lot with the shows. And I want to tell you that we have 4 amazing singers. We have Lital, who is from Persian roots. She has the most marvelous voice, very ethnic, bringing all this, like, you feel like you're in the market in Morocco. She has a husband that came to Israel from Morocco. So that's very special. And then we have Revital. She's a singer in the Israeli National Theater. She's actually now in one of the biggest musicals. And she's from Russian roots. And then I have another amazing singer, Nir Shiber. His father served, he's from Romanian roots, and his father served in the Russian Red Army before they came to Israel. So, and then we have Omer Shaish, who some of your listeners might know. There's a group called Call Esperanza that we produced, and he's part of it. So putting 4 people that are coming from such a different, also musically, you get like 4 colors, and then they sing together, then they sing by themselves. Another anecdote. I'm starting the show with a song, Over the Rainbow. Did you know that Over the Rainbow was written by Yip Harburg, who was a Jewish lyricist? And there's proofs, and he also, I think, talked about it, that the song was written, I think, during World War II. And Over the Rainbow, obviously, it got a huge meaning, but that was the longing of the Jewish people for a home. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Did not know this.
So that's how we start the show. I'm putting this on the screens, and then we sing the song, and it gets such a different meaning.
Yes.
So I'm getting
that's a real. See, people didn't know that, and that I can see where that could be for both. So let's just keep going with this. So do you bring an orchestra? Do you have an orchestra?
Yeah, we have.
And you bring your own people?
No,
or you're doing
I
a
use
pickup band?
There's some. Yeah, I do a pickup band,
orchestra.
but we have great musicians here. We use sometimes bigger orchestras, small. Here we have 6 or 7 musicians. We have an amazing violin player and wind players, and it's very rich, very rich.
The facility, I have not been there. Tell us about, you said there, how many seats are there? A lot.
I think more than 1,000.
That's fantastic. And the acoustics, obviously,
acoustics is great. We have 3 huge screens. So the whole show has image magnification. And it's beautiful because in the back screen we have different things going on, historical, and the views of Israel. And then on the side screen you can see the whole picture as if it's a PBS special. And it's really, everything is on the highest level. We're trying to make it look like a PBS special.
I was just going to pursue that. Why can't it become a PBS special?
We're working on it.
I thought, it sounds so, I was saying, why,
That's only a matter of money and promoters.
Oh, is that what it takes to do that?
It's an expensive thing, and also PBS is obviously selective in what they do. But I had a lot of affiliation with them, and we're trying to do that.
I think that would be excellent to do this. Let me tell everybody, I'm going to get your name right this time. So it's Tomer Adaddi.
Yes.
I got it, right?
Yes.
A third time, 4 times the charm. Producer of 70 Years in the Promised Land at the Spanish River Concerts. You know, I have to say that the Spanish River, it's actually in the Spanish River is a church, isn't it?
Yes.
A huge church.
Yes.
And when they built that church, I wonder if they knew that it was going to be used for
That's
concerts.
amazing. And that's something only in America. I don't know.
Because the acoustics are great.
The acoustics are great.
Usually are great.
The acoustics is great. We have an amazing sound system. And I thought you were going to another point. I don't know if they thought, as a church, that they're going to have 2 Stars of David celebrating the Jewish and Israeli.
Right.
So I think both.
That's right.
It's amazing. It's something that only in America you could see.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know, knowing your genius mind, because I can tell when you're 3 or 4 and you're playing Mozart, that's not small. So what do you have in line? You're young. What are you going to be doing?
Oh, my God. I'm going to be what I want to do.
Yes, what do you want to do?
I want to write a lot of...
Andrew Lloyd Webber, right?
Maybe write a musical. I already wrote a piano concerto.
Ah.
It was performed. I wrote songs for, I had #1 hits in Israel. Maybe I want to write a song for Celine Dion or Beyonce. I would do that. Or Adele. What else? I want to bring quality stuff. I want to do a PBS special that is related to Israel. Truly, I feel that I was blessed to do my music, but always bring like the added value of where I come from. And I really take pride in that. And
so you're really an ambassador?
I don't think so. I would never take that.
No, but I'm saying you are an ambassador for Israel when you're doing it through music.
I want to be an ambassador of the genuine, art. And we have amazing talent in Israel. You don't see a lot of it. You see a lot, you could go and see the Israel Philharmonic in Kravitz, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And by the way, this year they're getting younger because a lot of the musicians are retiring. So a lot of very young musicians who are superb are now playing in the Philharmonic or things like that. And that's amazing. Or the Israeli Ballet. But what we try to do is to bring things that are less already circulating, things that are new ideas, and to show the current things that are happening in Israel. So
yeah, well, it's everyone. I mean, I've been to Israel, and I understand people who, do feel something for that are always amazed at what you do there. I mean, it is a small country, but it's so much more than that. The danger that you've had to live with, and yet the people are so joyful. I was thinking when they were concerned about having females in the military, and I used to say, "Are you kidding? Israel's always had females in the military,
So one of the moments in our show, one of my singers was in the Air Force. So you see her photo in the Air Force, and then she sings "Bring Him Home" from Les Miserables.
Oh,
and on the back screen, you see American soldiers coming back from war into their loved ones, and nobody in the audience stays without their tears.
I've got goosebumps. You can't see because my pants.
I'm telling you, I'm inviting everybody that listens to you, and I know you have a big following. So it's an evening not to forget. It's something so emotional, whether if you are Israeli or Jewish, or if you're not Jewish, if you've been to Israel, if you haven't been. It's like going on National Geographic and taking a tour in a place that is very interesting, full of culture and traditions and great music. And you'll be surprised. You recognize a lot of that music.
I think you could teach us a lot here in the United States about being calm, not have so much chaos, because you somehow have figured it out, even though I know you have a lot of political.
We have a lot of.
You have a lot of it.
A lot of chaos in Israel,
yeah. I know. But you're not having the shootings and all that we're seeing here. And and that's really, it's been wonderful that anything has come from outside, but not internally. And maybe that's just the what is it? Psychology of who you all are and what you've had to go through, and it's something you just don't want. And you'll do everything in your power not to see that happen, right?
I agree. And also, I think we are born into a situation that we already, there's stress. There's so much. You're in a little place, which is very, very dangerous from around you. Although when you live in Israel, you don't feel that.
Yeah.
Because you know that at 18, you go to the army. You're not going to spring break or something yet. And you hold a gun, or I held an M16 when I was 18, because that's part of what you do in the army. After that, I conducted the army classical orchestra.
I'm just going to say.
Yeah. So I'm not a combat soldier,
Right.
but I did go through basic training. And so did my sister, So for me to see a woman with a rifle going to the army, I know for some Americans it's a very bizarre thing. But with guns thing, I just think that there needs to be a way to make it safer. And I don't know.
Seth Levy is now watching. But wait, I wanted to ask you a question that is always, I don't know what the word is. It's always been very emotional for me. Here are people in the concentration camp, and music was a survival for them, with the violinists and the singing. And isn't that amazing? That says so much about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think music is the highest level of way to get to someone's soul. It's even in the Titanic story,
Yes.
you see the people playing at the end. It's one of the most amazing scenes ever.
I went on a press trip on there, and I saw that, and I bought the book. My son is a concert violinist, and so
Oh, wow.
Well, but so I bought the book, and he said, "What'd you bring this book for?" I said, "Just read it, and you won't believe it." I was so impressed with the violins. They were going to leave, and they said, "No, we're going to stay."
Yeah.
And they stayed while this went down. Talk about that.
And probably these people that
But
lost their lives.
They did find the violin or something. You know that.
They did?
They found something from the violin, yes.
I didn't know that.
Either was it the bow? Yes, they did. You have to look that up. It was very exciting.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It's just music and open hearts. And we're coming from this place where there's so much tension between religions, between territories, between things. I can tell you that there's so many instances when we play and on the other side there's someone that on paper should have been our enemy. And we just play music, we just talk. It's like, it's so much easier when it goes down to people. When it goes higher to governments and territories. Right. And I don't know.
I think we need violinists instead of ambassadors.
Exactly. Maybe the prime minister should be a concertmeister.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let me tell everybody. So now, I'm going to get this right this time. So it's Tomer Adaddi. I said Tomer.
Yes.
I said Tomer.
You did.
I did. Tomer Adaddi, producer of 70 Years in the Promised Land at Spanish River Concerts. Now, let me just say, let me give you some dates. This is in Boca Raton. So it was March the 12th to the 15th, 19th, 20th, and 22nd at 8 p.m., March 17th at 2 p.m. 70 Years in the Promised Land. Don't miss this fabulous show filled with celebration, fun, and lots of feeling. Yeah. The tickets are going fast. You want to do this. You want to support this because if you support this, we'll get you back again, I can tell. With your
they could also go on SpanishRiverConcerts.com.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Okay, yeah. SpanishRiverConcerts.com to get your tickets.
Yeah, and also more information. Mm-hmm.
Very good. So that's really important. So how long will you be here now? You'll leave as soon as
I'm a
this is
snowbird.
over?
I'm coming usually after December. In December, I have a big concert I'm conducting in Mexico, usually. And then we're leaving after Passover. I have I'm doing Kravis Center with Dudu Fisher.
When are you doing the Kravis Center?
I don't remember the date. I think end of March. So after that, we have Passover.
Wait a minute. What are you doing at the Kravis Center?
I'm the musical director for Dudu Fisher.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we have a concert at the end of March. I don't remember the exact date. And then I'm leaving for Passover for a few concerts, and then we're going back to Israel where I do concerts with orchestras and very busy.
Very busy, but very happy. And where are your parents today?
My parents are in Israel. Yeah, and actually, funny you're asking. My grandparents have passed away, but my parents usually come every year to see some of our concerts. And this year, my brother had a newborn, and they couldn't come. But I called them today and I said, listen, guys, this concert, it's the most emotional one. You have to come. So I'm trying to get them to fly in 2 days to see the last concert. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Well, how can That's something about parents. You know, if their kid asks them to do something, you've had a relationship, they're going to be here.
Yeah, and you want them to be there when you're doing
the baby
something.
Will be there when they get back. You know,
Exactly. He was already born.
Yeah,
so.
I know. So I'm saying, that's what you said. So you want to have that happen. But of course, you have your baby.
Yes.
And
my
so
baby's here. He's a toddler already. He's such a cute kid.
So when are you going to have him on the piano?
He's already conducting.
Oh, see, he's conducting.
I'll show you the video after that.
Oh, my heavens.
It's crazy.
So you have him conducting. That's fantastic. Your wife must be so fascinated by you. How long have you been married?
So we met, it's a crazy story.
Okay.
I don't know if we have time.
We
met 3 years ago. I came with Dudu Fisher for concerts here. And I said, just leave me alone. I'm not dating now to anyone. And then Dudu said, there's a charity event in the Hollywood in the Diplomat Hotel. Come with me. I said, leave me alone. I have a jet lag. I don't want to go anywhere. At the end, I came because there was kosher food and I like steaks. And I go to my table and I see this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lady sitting in this beautiful gown by herself. And I'll make the story short, but 3 weeks later I proposed.
No kidding.
Yeah, at the same place in the Diplomat. Yeah.
See, that's how things happen.
Yeah, like this.
And what is her name?
Yael.
Yael.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. This has been so wonderful. I can't wait to see your performance.
You have to come.
Tomer, yes, this is so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.